can't tell me how you make money, then you shouldn't build anything. You should stop. Because I think there's a lot of companies that built their businesses in search of trying to find a way to make money. And then they had to abandon a lot of their product ideals because they forgot that they had to make money. This one was a funny example, but Perplexity, it's like this search engine alternative. They said for a long time, we're not going to have ads. We're not going to have ads. And they're like, oh crap, we need to make money. So they're like, yeah, we're going to have ads. And I think it's a good example of you have to know how you're going to make money pretty early on. It doesn't even be super specific. You don't need to say it's going to be X amount of dollars per month per user. I think you just have to say it's going to be per seat. We're going to figure out the price later. We're going to figure out what people are willing to pay. That's an okay option.
There was a long-ish period of time where you could seemingly infinitely just raise more funds and kick that can down the road. But I think that's
not anymore.
That's not anymore the case. Unless you're open or something.
Yeah, it depends on the space you're in for sure.
Yeah.
I would say, I forgot probably one of the more critical things, and I would get called out on it if I didn't say it, is know who your customer is. There's a reason that ideal customer profile is one of the first things that a salesperson will ask or marketing. Like, they need to know who you're selling to. They need to understand who the person is that would buy your product, what their problems are, what their pains are. If you can't explain who the ideal customer is either, you're going to be in for a hell of a time. And then I would say go a layer deeper. Pick the type of customer. Once you know my ideal customer is a developer, okay, where does that developer work? Do they work at a 50-person company or do they work at a 5,000-person company? Because that's going to change your product more than you can even imagine. Building a product for a 50-person company versus a 5,000-person publicly traded company, those are different products.
100%. All right, Bobby, it's always great to talk to you. Thank you so much for this. Thank you for sharing, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thanks so much for having me.